Good morning, Grassy Waters. It's Dr. Galinda with your read aloud for today. Today I'm going to read The Magician's Secret by Zachary Hyman. And I hope you enjoy this book. I love the pictures in this book. And it's a great message. All right, so The Magician's Secret. Be a good boy tonight, said Mom, crossing her arms against the cold. Don't worry, dear. Charlie's always a good boy, replied Grandpa with a wink. Dad, please make sure he gets to bed early this time, she pleaded. No more hocus pocus. Grandpa was like a big kid who never grew up. He played games with me, and he let me eat ice cream and cookies and candy. He also knew the most amazing tricks because he used to be a magician. He knew how to pull a rabbit from a hat and make a coin disappear. He would never tell me how he did it, though. He always said that was a magician's secret. Wow, it looks like they're having a great time together. But what I loved most of all were his wonderful stories. Grandpa's tales all began at his magic story chest. This was a great big wooden trunk hidden in the darkest, most cobwebby corner of the attic. Each time he told me a story, Grandpa would blow the dust off that old chest, open the heavy lid with a bone-rattling creak, and reach in for something special he had picked up on one of his adventures. Oh, that does look like an old, dusty attic and chest. That night, Grandpa reached way down into the chest and pulled out an hourglass filled with glistening sand. This sand is from the burial tomb of Tut, the boy king, he whispered. He handed it to me so I could have a closer look. I swear I could still feel the heat of that mighty Egyptian sun. Wow. Look at that. Grandpa told me that he was deep in Tut's tomb looking for ancient relics when he stumbled upon a secret door to an undiscovered chamber. The stone door groaned as he slowly pushed it open. Scorpions scattered and snakes slithered away from the light. Inside, he saw sparkling riches that made his eyes dance with happiness. Wow. Boy, was Grandpa young in the story he's telling. Suddenly, tomb raiders swirled toward him like a sandstorm. They were after the Pharaoh's gold. But before the thieves had a chance to act, Grandpa toppled a large woven basket stuffed with heavy papyrus scrolls and sent them rolling toward the bad guys like bowling balls, heading straight down the middle of the lane. Strike! You'll never get your grubby paws on these precious riches, he yelled. What an adventure. Look at those scrolls. You know, papyrus is the plant that they made paper out of way back in the Egyptian years. Oh, look at that storytelling. Grandpa's really getting into it. I'm going to let you watch Grandpa telling the story for this page. I couldn't wait to hear more of Grandpa's stories. One fine and fair spring evening, he went to the old trunk and pulled out a long white scarf. This belonged to the Red Baron, the great First World War fighter pilot. Grandpa told me, or fighter pilot, he explained. Oops, even the principal sometimes skips a sentence. He was the ace of aces, the most feared man alive. Grandpa told me that he once got into a real dogfight with the Red Baron, high up in the skies over France. Wow. I don't know how much I believe all of these grandpa stories, but they sound really awesome. Rat-a-tat-tat, the sound of the Red Baron's machine gun firing Fire rippled through the sky. The Baron was so close Grandpa could see the mad look in his eyes. "Hope you like to swim," the German shouted as he squeezed the trigger once more. Oh no! Uh-oh, someone's in the water. Grandpa put his plane into a steep dive, and the Red Baron followed as if it was a game of cat and mouse. They plunged towards some shimmering water, but Grandpa managed to pull up at the last second. Splash! The Red Baron wasn't so lucky. He took a swan dive into the waves as Grandpa flew past for one last look. He snatched the Red Baron's scarf from the sky. "I'll take that," he said, escaping into the clouds with a grin. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a house. Look, I can even see Grandpa and the boy. Probably more stories. One hot and steamy summer evening, Grandpa showed me a curious object from his magic story chest. "Is this some kind of fuzzy baseball?" I asked, turning it over in my hands. Grandpa laughed. "It is a coconut shell, Charlie. I found it when I was exploring a beautiful tropical beach." He told me that he had been dozing under the shade of a towering palm tree when he was woken up by a thunderous roar. Looming over him was a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. He hadn't come for the coconuts. The snarling, slobbering dinosaur inched closer and closer, licking his lips and snapping his massive jaws. Grandpa was going to make a nice, light snack. "Oh, no," he pleaded. "Trust me, I am not very yummy." But the T-Rex kept coming. Look at that. He looks like a scary T-Rex. Zing, zing, zing. Suddenly, dozens of rocks rained down through the air, scaring the nasty dinosaur away. Thank you very much," shouted Grandpa, peering up at the top of a cliff. Oh, look, there's someone up at the top of the cliff. That's so cool. But he always stopped the story right there. "Who saved my grandpa?" He said that was for me to figure out. Look, the dinosaur is running away. I wonder who that is up there. Grandpa's stories made my heart race. Every day I looked forward to the next one, but Father wasn't impressed. "They're just tall tales, Charlie," he said. "Things Grandpa's made up. He's never been to Egypt or flown a warplane or been chased by a dinosaur. He just imagined all those things." Oh. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I felt like I had lived every one of those adventures with Grandpa. How could they not be true? Oh, poor Charlie. Let's see what Grandpa has to say about that. I went to find Grandpa in his room. "Father says your stories are only make-believe," I stammered. "I thought you were telling me the truth." Grandpa breathed a deep and heavy sigh. "You know the problem with grown-ups, Charlie? They don't have faith in make-believe anymore. And that's too bad, because when you use your imagination, you can turn a dream into something real." You can? Oh, good point, Grandpa. "Why, sure. We've done it over and over again. With cameras and computers, automobiles and airplanes, we've traveled into space and explored the deepest oceans. We've even landed on the moon. The imagination is the most powerful force in the world. Magic is all around us, kiddo, and in me and in you. All you need to do is believe. You know what I like to say? Whatever you believe, you can achieve." Look at that. Climbing a mountain, flying an airplane, making a movie, flying a hot air balloon, racing cars, traveling in space. Grandpa pulled up his sleeves and helped out his palms to show me They were empty. Then he waved his hands as fast as he could, and presto! I was staring at two tightly closed fists. Uh-oh. Wonder if this is a magic trick. Which one? He asked. I bit my lip and tapped his left hand. What was Grandpa's secret? He opened his fingers one by one, and I saw. Look at that. Oh, let me move over here so I can read and you can see what he saw. A rock? I said, taking it from his hand. Oh, this isn't just any old rock. Charlie, this is the Philosopher's Stone. It can do magical things. Like what? It can make sick men healthy and old men young. It can make poor people rich beyond their wildest dreams. But do you know what the most amazing thing about this special stone? I shook my head. I was too awestruck to speak. It looks like any other rock on the ground. The Philosopher's Stone is everywhere, in every field, and under every tree. Grandpa pulled me close. But to be able to see it, you have to believe it. That night, I tucked the stone under my pillow, and I fell into a deep, deep sleep. When I woke up, I was in the land of dinosaurs. Whoa! I was perched on the edge of a rocky cliff. It was so high up it made me dizzy. All at once I heard a thunderous roar. I peered nervously over the edge of the cliff and saw a giant T-Rex coming over. I wonder. Grandpa? Well, don't just stand there, kiddo, he shouted, waving his hands in the air. Help me. I looked down at the rock I had clutched in my fist, and I knew exactly what I had to do. The end. So who was it that saved Grandpa from the dinosaur? One of the most important things I got from this book was that as long as you can use your imagination and as long as you are brave enough to dream it and work hard enough to achieve it, anything is possible. So while you are at home and not here with me at school, I ask you this question, and I want you to post your answers. What is something you dream about achieving when you grow up? And maybe you'll just have the Philosopher's Stone and the magic of the magician with you with some hard work, and you can achieve it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what some of your dreams and your imagination can come up with. Thank you, Grassy Waters Owls. I will see you again tomorrow with another great book. Bye.